Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, The College Process. Once again, I'm Ed from Principia Prep, and today we're going to be going over the only 3 reasons to consider taking out the Parent Plus loan to pay for college. Now, if you are new to the channel and are looking for additional college information, please click the link down below to subscribe, as well as we are running still the James Russo Memorial Scholarship Program here at Principia. Every year, for those that are new to the channel, we do give away thousands and thousands of dollars of scholarship money every year based on the views you guys give to the channel here. The revenue we give back to you guys in the form of scholarships every year to seniors graduating from high school and going off to college. Now, the information on the James Russo Memorial Scholarship is down in the description down below, is the link so you can watch that video to explain how we give away the scholarship money every year. As well as also down in the description is also our organization's Venmo, as well as our Bias Coffee, if you want to help support the channel, allowing us to keep making these college videos for you guys out there. And all that being said, let's jump right into today's video. The only 3 reasons to consider the Parent Plus loan to help pay for college. Now, before we begin, let me give you a quick little insight on the Parent Plus loan. Now, obviously, this is a federal loan that was created by the U.S. Department of Education many years ago. It usually should be considered as the backup loan, basically the last option to help afford that college cost from this perspective. Number 1, the interest rate starts at over 9%. As well as it also has what's known as origination fee of 4.23% that's paid to basically process your loan. So since the rate of the loan with the origination fee and the 9% interest rate to start off with is technically over 10%, we're talking about a pretty expensive loan here to begin with. Now, with all that out of the way, let's talk about the 3 different reasons here. I'm going to give you a 4th reason, which doesn't affect many families, but I'm going to put it out there. It's just going to affect some of you guys out there watching today's video. Now, I suggest you watch the entire video here so you have an idea, a full idea of why the Parent Plus loan for you should be a backup consideration. Because once again, most private and state lenders are starting at way lower rates than the Parent Plus loan starts at, with no origination fees whatsoever, so no extra fees kicked in. That being said, let's start from the top. I'm going to go from 1 all the way down to 4, explain to you guys these 4 different reasons why I would consider using a Parent Plus loan. And these are the only reasons I would consider using it. I would not use it otherwise. I would only use private or state loans in place of using this loan, but these are the 4 reasons here why a Parent Plus loan would make sense for some of you guys out there. Now, right at the top, let's talk about the first consideration, credit score. Now, credit score is a vital factor to no matter which lender you're going to. Are basically the #1 key of determining whether you have a very good rate or an okay rate or not a really good rate in your loan. Let's put it that way. That being said, if you have a credit score of 600 to 620, then I probably would be considering the Parent Plus loan from 2 perspectives. Right at the bat, the Parent Plus loan will accept parents that don't have a job or do have a job, either one, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter, the Parent Plus loan, if you have a credit score typically around 600 or above. Now, once you get to that 640 range, that's typically where private lenders and state lenders will let you borrow from them, which means the rate will be a lot better, so I'd rather go in that direction. The other way to consider it is, let's say you have a lower credit score, something around, let's say, 590 or below, then typically what's going to happen is you're going to be denied by everyone, which in some cases is not a bad situation, believe it or not, from this perspective. If you get denied the Parent Plus loan as a parent, your student's federal loans will automatically increase. If your student is going in as a freshman, they will have their federal loans, which start off at $5,500, increase by $4,000. If they're going into a higher level grade, they will increase by $5,000. So essentially what will happen is you'll get extra help on that side. So in a weird way, what happens is if you guys are denied but you have a low balance due, let's say you only owe $2,000 or $3,000 for the fall and then $2,000 or $3,000 for the spring, then it's okay you got denied, because that amount, a majority of it, will be covered by the federal government by increasing the student's federal direct unsubsidized loan. Now, you need to understand, unfortunately, the unsubsidized loan part of the student's loans will have an interest rate that will be growing and basically accruing while the student's in school. So the unsub money will accrue, it will increase in interest. Let's talk about the second reason, which is basically the parent's age or health. From this perspective, if I have a parent who's older in age, let's say the parents in their mid-60s or above, maybe in their 70s or even older, I might consider a Parent Plus loan. Or if the parent has health issues, I also might consider the Parent Plus loan as a viable option to basically negate any interest rate consideration whatsoever. From this perspective, if the parent passes away at any point in time, that loan is then forgiven. It's not passed on to the student, it's not passed on to the spouse, not passed on to anybody. If the parent passes away, that loan is basically gone. Now, this is a delicate situation, delicate topic to talk about. I understand that. I deal with thousands of families every year, so I understand the ramifications of this. But if you are in this consideration, or this might be an option for you, this might not be a bad way to go. Had parents talk about this, consider it, even go through this process, because of the fact that, yes, nowadays, unfortunately, college is very expensive. So if something were to happen and the parent were to pass away, then obviously that loan will be forgiven. Just something to think about. Obviously, I'm not telling you guys what to do in these videos. I just give you guidelines, rules, kind of how the way the game works, and then you guys go upon playing the game as you feel fit. Now let's talk about the third consideration, the third reason I would consider looking at taking out a Parent Plus loan. And this for me really comes down to, it's a backup loan from this consideration. Let's say you go out, and once again, we do have the latest video here, the top 5 loans out there to consider to help pay for college. If you want to watch this video here, the link down in the description here, explaining who are the top best lenders right now based on interest rates, terms, and conditions to consider. And let's say you've gone through these loans and you check the interest rate and it's just not making any sense. The rates are 11, 12, 13, 14, etc%, and you're wondering, is this way too high? Then in those cases, those situations, if these lenders are not able to provide you a rate under 10%, then obviously I would consider the Parent Plus loan. So as you're shopping around for different interest rates, different terms, different conditions, if they're just too high, you're getting a 12% rate or 14% rate, etc., then obviously I'll be using the backup loan idea here, the Parent Plus loan, as my option, because if I'm getting a 12 or 14% rate, it doesn't make any sense to go in this direction if I can get a 9, basically 10% rate from the Parent Plus loan. Now, those are the top 3 reasons why I would consider the Parent Plus loan, which basically hits most of you guys watching this video. Now, the 4th reason to consider the Parent Plus loan is really more when it comes to along the lines of divorced parents or separated parents, if there's a lot of friction or conflict. And let me put it to you from this perspective. You'll understand that pretty much every lender will require the parent to be the co-signer for the student. So for most loans, for private lenders and state lenders, you'll borrow the loan as a student, and then the co-signer, whether it be the parent, to basically bridge the gap of the credit that the student doesn't have. And with that in mind, sometimes, unfortunately, there's a lot of conflict or friction, or maybe there's not trust factor in place here, unfortunately, when it comes to divorce or separation. And some parents say, we want the parent to put the loan in their name only. This, in some cases, is why I consider the Parent Plus loan, because the Parent Plus loan, the debt on the Parent Plus loan is only in the parent's name. So the student has no ownership of this debt whatsoever. So if that parent, whoever takes it out, decides they don't want to pay it back, it has no ramification, no issues whatsoever on the student. They have nothing to worry about here. So this is the 4th reason sometimes I consider the Parent Plus loan. Now, once again, you can also borrow as the parent when it comes to the private loans or the state loans, but in some cases they will increase the rate on the loan, mainly because of the fact of an age consideration. So when it comes to age consideration, that is a factor in the loan process for the private lenders mostly. Where if the parent takes it out by themselves, they realize the parent's older, more likely to pass away earlier, obviously, than the student. So in some cases, they'll increase the rate on you on the private side. Where if you borrow from the student and then you have the parent as a co-signer, typically you'll be offered the lowest rates available because the main holder of the debt is a student at the lower age consideration. These are the only reasons I would consider using a Parent Plus loan in any consideration whatsoever to help finance the college debt. The reality is, most of the time the private lenders and the state lenders will have way better rates than the Parent Plus loan. Now, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do like the content here, please leave us a like, please leave us a comment down below, and consider subscribing. And other than that, thank you for watching today's video. Once again, my name is Ed from Principia Prep. On the screen is my contact information. If you need more help or more assistance in the process, I do help out families with the admissions and financial aid process. If you need help, on the screen is my contact information. Just text me, because text is actually the fastest way to reach me. If you email me, the 2nd fastest way to reach me. If you call, typically there's anywhere from a week to 2-week delay for me to get back to you. But text message, once again, fastest and easiest way to get a hold of me if you need an appointment or need help in the process. Other than that, thank you for watching today's video. Once again, my name is Ed from Principia Prep.